friends, welcome back to my channel. Sass here. I'm here to do another review of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. Y'all don't worry about all this. Don't worry about all this. Okay? This is casual day. This is, I woke up late and I needed to film a video and the video may be late. Look, this is woke up late couture. Now, I ain't saying that I woke up late. I ain't saying that. But, ooh, child, y'all. I'm not here to complain, okay? I'm happy, healthy, and loved. Now, let's get into this review. First of all, I need to know which one of you harlots and heathens out there made the 90 Day producers mad at us. Which one of you harlots and heathens made the 90 Day producers mad? Because obviously somebody made them mad. For them to torture us the way they did when it comes to coat, not knee, bad body built self. Child, I said nobody, and I mean nobody, asked to see Colt in a Speedo. That was 3 sizes too small. I didn't know Huggies made Speedos. You walking around here in somebody's child's pull-up. Let's get into Colt. Since I already got my pressure up. Oh my God, I don't have on no earrings, no jewelry. Y'all, this is just a casual. This is just a casual. So we have Colt and Jess, all right? As you know, Colt and Miss Debbie Child, they are in Colombia with Jess. Now, it is time for Jess to introduce Colt and the mama to her family. Now, her family seems like they're a good old time, child. Honey, they was screaming and yelling and ha-haing and having a nice time. Kissy, kissy, huggy, huggy. That's what most, I guess, in their country do. They do the little, you know, the 2 kisses. So, Colt, you know, he's introducing himself, and Mama Debbie is all up in the midst, and she's introducing herself, and honey, here comes Jess's dad. Jess's dad was leading in, and he was like, And so, honey, Debbie was like, oh. And then Debbie in the confessional talking about, I don't know about that dad. He was weird. Shut up, Debbie. You know you like that. When was the last time somebody gave you a kiss on the cheek? Up here. Debbie, listen. I know you vintage. You probably a vintage age. Okay. And I know your whole life revolves around your grown son. Who he with, who he not with, who he talking to, who he not talking to. Debbie, you need to get laid, honey. If you had a man in your life, you need to get laid. You wouldn't be worried about Colt. 90 Day Fiancé producers, find Miss Debbie a man. Get her laid. She'll be all right. Child. So, they sat down for dinner and, honey, they started off with an appetizer of chicken hearts. Now, listen, I know a lot of people was like, oh, Lord, no, okay, no, Now, would I have tried the chicken hearts? Of course I would. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to y'all. I told y'all, I would try anything once. I mean, I ain't going to eat, you know, no horse. But I'm talking about, you know, chicken or beef or, you know, I would try that. Chicken hearts on a stick. Put a little salt, pepper. They had some hot sauce in Colombia. I would have tried it. I bet it was delicious. But of course, Miss Debbie said, you know, oh, interesting, but I won't try it again. So it's time to sit down for dinner. And honey, it was this dish I don't know what it's called. I'll leave it right here. Did y'all see what that looked like? It was some type of meat stew or honey. It looked good. I was like, Lord, I would have torn. I wouldn't have had time to argue because I would. See, if y'all spent more time eating, putting food down your throat, you wouldn't have time to be arguing. What's wrong with you? So, Jess's dad, it's like most dads, okay? He is concerned with this American coming up in here dating his daughter. He said that you ain't gonna be laying up with my daughter, okay? You're gonna have to put a ring on it. My daughter ain't a harlot, okay? She ain't some skeezer. You are going to have to put a ring on it. So, of course, the dad is asking, Colt his attentions with Jess, brought up his marriage. Why was the marriage so short? How long was you married? And, of course, Colt said, it just didn't work out, lasted. I think he said, what was it? Was it 6 months or they were dating 6 months before they got married? Whatever. And so, here comes Colt. Colt says, listen, I know you have concerns, but I have feelings for your daughter. I see myself with your daughter, okay? I see me and her together for the long haul. Of course, Jess liked to hear that, okay? And of course, Jess's dad liked to hear that. He was like, you know what? Colt seems like a good dude. He ain't using my daughter. He ain't just having sex with my daughter. He wants to, plant roots with my daughter. Okay? He wants to marry my daughter and take care of her. He good with me. And then the auntie was like, oh, okay, so when y'all get married, okay? When y'all get married, y'all can have the wedding here. All right, so everybody was drinking. Everybody was having a good time. Honey, Jessica got a little tipsy. Colt got a little tipsy. But you know who wasn't happy? Mama Colt, honey. Miss Debbie said, I don't know who this boy is. I don't know what they talking about. So Miss Debbie said, hold up, wait a minute. Am I the only one that got good sense? They have only known each other for a couple of months. Y'all don't think they moving a little too fast? They don't even know each other. And then they talking about marriage? Absolutely not. Okay? I ain't with it. I ain't with it. So, of course, Colt, he's sitting there awkward. And he done had a little drink. His face is getting flushed. Honey, he start raising up them glasses, child. He's like, honey, Jess said, I'm about tired of you, Mama Dad. Okay? You ain't got nothing to do with it. So Jess, she gets on the defensive. Mama Colt and her have some words. Jess put her hands up in her face. Now, I didn't really see all this. I think she was doing this. Was she doing all this or was she doing this? So anyway, Jess said, mind your business. That's what Jess said. Jess said, mind your business. And F, did she say F you or I don't give a F? Either way, Jess was running off at the mouth. Now let me just say this. Okay, y'all may not agree with me. That's okay. Mama Debbie is a lot. And we all know that Mama Debbie's life revolves around her son. We all know this. Okay. The way Jess was talking to Debbie, unacceptable. Unacceptable. You can't be talking to somebody's mama like that, especially the guy's mama that you want to marry, that you want to have children with. Should you take a lot of the mama? You ain't got to take the mama's mouth, but Miss Debbie wasn't out of line, okay? Debbie did not say anything disrespectful to you or your family. Okay, she had an opinion and she asked it. She was talking, she asked a question, and you didn't have to come at her like that. Because let me tell you something. If I was sitting there and that was my boyfriend and he talked to my mama like that, we would have a problem. Jess, okay, y'all remember when I said Jess need to lively up a little bit? She's dry and boring. Honey, put a drink in her mouth. Jess was all in it, wasn't she? Jess was running off at the mouth. But I do think that it was very rude and disrespectful how Jess was talking to Debbie. Now, while this exchange is going on, you know, Colt, you know, he looked at Jess and he was like, you can't be talking about mama like that. You know, calm down. You can't be speaking to her like that. So, you know, after the cussing and the hand and the raise of the voice, you know, Colt was like, all right, everybody calm down. That's enough. That's enough. Okay? And so, Debbie was like, I ain't got to take this. I'm leaving. I'm going back to the hotel. Come on, Colt. Come with me, Colt. Colt, come on. Colt, come with your mama. Colt, I said, get your stuff. Honey, Colt said, listen here, I'm a little tipsy, and I want some more chicken hearts. I want to throw your butt in the cab, even though you done been embarrassed and you been disrespected. I want to stay here and have some fun. Child, Colt done put his mama in the cab in Columbia and hoped that she got back all right. What if something would have happened to his mama, y'all? What if that cab driver would have pulled up and be like, I'm just going to set you out right here. Ain't nobody going to know how you going to get there. Colt said, you'll be all right. Mama Colt was like, you going to send me back by myself? He said, you'll be fine, mama. Just start talking. They'll get there in a hurry. If y'all don't leave Debbie alone, child. So, Colt, he stays there partying, drinking, having a good time. Mama Colt back up at the hotel, child. So it's the next day. And honey, when I tell you Colt was towed up from the floor up. Honey, Colt got off that elevator and he was walking to the left. He couldn't really find the door. He was like, Mama, am I at the right door? Sit. Yeah, that's the right door. So Mama Colt let him in, and she was like, oh, so you had a good time last night, honey. Colt was like, let me get some coffee in me, and let me put a piece of dry biscuit in my mouth, and we'll get to talking. Honey, he said that, child. The collar shirt was all unbuttoned. His hair was all over his head. Child looked like a cockatoo. I said, Colt had him a good old time. So, basically the conversation, Miss Debbie was saying, listen, okay, I cannot believe you let me, okay, you let me get in the cab and come back to this hotel by myself. I was scared. Okay? And you stayed. Even though that harlot, that Jess, was talking down to me. She was disrespecting me in front of you. And here's Colt. Mama, I'm drunk. He said, I don't even remember half of the things you talking about. Okay? I got drunk. And when Jess gets drunk, she gets a little bit of a stream. Okay? Either she's quiet, either she's loud, either she's, you know, disrespectful, but don't worry about Mama. I'll talk to her, okay? And she was like, well, you know, I was here by myself. And he was like, you know what? I apologize for that. I am sorry, and I'm sorry that you didn't have a good time. And I'm sorry, you know, what Jess, you know, said to you, even though I don't remember. Didn't you see my left eye twitching? Mom, I don't remember none. I was eating them chicken hearts and drinking. So she says, don't you see that there's a pattern here? Have you ever seen that side of Jess? Don't you think you moving a little too fast? See, Debbie's whole thing is Larissa. She even brought up Larissa at the dinner. Debbie cannot let go of Larissa. Everything is going to be compared to Larissa. Jess is Brazilian. Larissa was Brazilian. Jess got a mouth on her. Larissa had a mouth on her. I mean, everything she's going to be comparing Jess to Larissa. All right, so it's not really anything anybody can say. It's already in Debbie's mind. Jess is not good for Colt, and Jess is just looking for a green card. Well, let's say she is. What do you think Colt is going to do? He's going to end up marrying her or dating her for a long period of time. Colt is going to do what Colt wants to do. We've seen that with Larissa. And can I just say, when Jess was disrespecting Debbie, Larissa used to disrespect Debbie all the time, and Colt didn't say nothing. So I'm not surprised by it. So, it's time for them to go to the beach. And child, here is Jess and Colt. Colt said the beach is beautiful. The beach is lovely. And then he proceeds to take his clothes off and torture us. What about when he took his clothes off, honey? Well, I should say unbuttoned his shirt and took down them shorts that he should have kept on, or pants, or whatever. And Jess looked at him and said, ooh, honey, Jess must love that boy. Or she really wants that green card. Colt and her walking around like that. He walking around like that. Now listen, you on the beach and you can wear whatever you want to wear. Okay? You want to put on a Speedo, fine. You can't find no Speedo and no foreheads. I'm sorry, Colt. You need to stick to swimming trunks. Okay? You can't be walking around in no baby speed up. Looking like somebody's pull up. Anyway, y'all see his tits. 90 Day Fiance producers, y'all could go straight to hell. And I mean that. H-E, hell. That's what you do with gasoline draws on. Y'all trying to kill us. Anyway, basically the conversation between Jess and Colt, y'all done talked about them too long. Jess and Colt basically said, listen, that's my mama. You just can't be talking to her any type of way. What you said was rude and disrespectful, okay? And mama, you know, she's all I got. You know, I'm all she got, and you just can't be talking to her any old type of way. And Jess was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. Honey, that's the gist of the conversation. Truth be told, honey, I only got a little bit of the conversation because I just can't get over those Speedos underneath his little tummy. Y'all see the Speedos going underneath the flap? I said. And then the producers is real shady. They got the back view. See, we got tired of looking at the front. Y'all don't even know what y'all put down below what he's talking about. Did he tell Jess to apologize to his mama? Is that what he said, y'all? All right, leave it down below. I have spent too much time on these two. Let's move on. All right, let's talk about Paul and Kareem. Less than 30 seconds. Now, as we know, Paul done took Kareem to somebody's trailer park, honey. Someone's trailer park. All right? And so the last two places that, you know, he looked at, honey, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. But he came across a little storage unit, i.e. tiny house, i.e. one-room building. Okay, so he's in his 1987 Camry, child, tilted to the left, okay? And he got his two dogs in the back. Oof. So he's showing us the house, and the house is cute, okay? It's clean, you know, it has everything you need. It has a bathroom, and it has a kitchen, and it has a refrigerator that's a mess, child. He has to clean it. Paul actually had to do work. You know, he was exhausted after he cleaned that refrigerator. It almost killed him. Okay, it almost killed him to put in that air conditioner. Y'all see how he put in that air conditioner? The air conditioner almost fell out. And then he was like, oh, so you just pull this out. Whoop, oh, okay, I'm done. I'm like, you don't have to put anything to hold it in, or you're good. Okay, well, he done then. So he done cleaned up, and he said, time to get Corrine, okay? He was like, oh, need to get a mattress, but we'll take care of that. So he goes, he gets Corrine, he gets the baby. The baby is so cute. Corrine looks around and she's like, well, better than the last one, I guess. Better than the last one. I like it. So Corrine said that she likes the little storage unit slash tiny house. She said she liked it. Okay, a little small, but she good. All right? And then here comes Paul. Paul gonna talk about, yeah, we got air conditioning too. You know, down there where you live when it was hot as a hooker's coochie, you know, you didn't have no air conditioning. We just baked. And so, always tear down where she lived. You don't put her in a one-room storage unit, child, and you think you doing something. Get a job. Paul, get a job, and then me and you can talk. Get a job, and then you can brag about something. Silly self. So Corrine was like, true, true. And so he didn't have no curtains on the windows. I guess when he found that mattress on the side of the road, he didn't have time to run by the dollar store and get any curtains. So he proceeded to get a sheet and put it over the door, and he put 2 pillars in the windows, and he said, that'll work for now, see? See, look how smart I am. I got you. Next week, Mama Paul coming back. I like Mama Paul. I like Mama Paul. All right, y'all, let's move on. All right, let's talk about Angela and Michael. All right. Angela and Michael still in Nigeria, and they are on their way to the food market because Michael's mom and his aunt is coming over for dinner. Now, before they even get there, of course, they have a little argument. That's all they do. That's all Angela and Michael do is argue. Okay. Now, he made a comment in this argument. He says, your money is my money. Because, see, Angela says that she pays for everything. She paying for that apartment. So, we already knew that Angela pays for his cell phone. So, Michael, he don't work. He don't work, y'all. Angela is paying for everything. Let's get to this market. Let's get to this market. So, we get to the market. The best part of this scene was the Nigerian women looking like they could take Angela's head off, and they looking at Michael like he's an idiot. Did y'all see those Nigerian women? Let's talk about the woman who was dishing out the rice. Let's talk about the Nigerian rice woman. Did y'all see the way she looked at her? So this market seemed very authentic. I mean, they just got meat just laying out. They cutting up meat. They, goat heads just laying out. Everything's organic. So here is Michael telling Angela, we're going to need oil. We're going to need, this and that. And so Angela had already threw a temper tantrum in the car and said that she ain't cooking. See, your mama and your aunt can come, but I'm not cooking. You cooking. See, I'm American. I'm not Nigerian. You can't keep putting me in a mold. All right? As long as I'm paying bills, as long as I'm paying your little lifestyle over here in Nigeria, I'm going to do and say whatever I want, and you're going to take it. See, we've been doing this back and forth for over 3 years. You sure have. Okay? I'm tired of it. So, of course, Michael says, well, that is not the Nigerian man's way. The woman stay up in the kitchen. You know, the woman cooks, cleans, barefoot, all that, okay? That is their tradition. That is their culture. That is Nigerian men. That is Nigerian women. Honey, Michael, you didn't marry that. You don't want to marry that. You got a white, broad-back woman from Georgia. All these women in Nigeria, you choose Angela. If you wanted that tradition and that culture, you should have, got with a Nigerian woman. Child, shut up, Michael. So, we are at the market, and honey, of course, they looking for oil to fry some plantains, and they get to the rice woman. And so here's Angela. Angela was like, oh no, I don't want the rice up on top. I want the rice in the back. I want you to dig down deep. I don't want no flies, no gnats. See, I don't know how long this rice been out. Okay, I want you to get underneath the bottom of the rice. That's what I want. So, honey, that Nigerian rice woman was like, did y'all see how she looked at her homegirl? She looked at that homegirl like, are we going to jump her now? Or we going to jump her later? What we going to do? We gonna hurt her, right? And so the other ones was like, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. I was like, Angela, if you don't shut your mouth and get that rice. So, of course, she was over it. All right. And then, Michael was like, no, we got to get some goat meat. She said, I know you think I'm tripping. You think I'm going to walk through here and get some goat meat? Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. He was like, we got to get it. Okay, Bobby. And she was like, I don't care nothing about your mama. Okay, your mama eating pizza. That's what your mama doing. I'm American. Your mama going to eat some dried up, greasy, cardboard pizza. Let your mama choke. So they get to the meat, and child, honey, right there laid 2 goat heads. Now, I have said a lot about Angela, but I'm with Angela on this. I do not want to see no goat head. Oh, Lord, no. And that smell was overpowering, y'all. Overpowering. Absolutely not. Honey, when I tell you, honey, Angela, she took off running. She was a little bit dramatic, but we know Angela. So she gets in the car. Here is, Michael running after her. Honey, everybody in the neighborhood is just laughing at these 2 idiots. So they get in the car, and she is like, I'm sick. I'm sick. She was like, Michael, I can't do it. I'm American. And then for you, Angela, who do you think you're marrying? You're marrying a Nigerian. If you wanted an American that you can control, why don't you control one of them hillbillies down there in Georgia? Because they know who you are where you live. I've said that before. But anyway, so she is hid and hard and dry heaving, and then the 90-Day Producers are just cutting up this episode. They actually thought that we wanted to see Angela throw it up. Wild. So after she done cut a shot and she done threw up, it's time for supper. And here is Michael eating plantains. Here is Michael cooking plantains. Now, I've had plantains before. They ain't my cup of tea. I tried to eat them, y'all. I just didn't like them. And for people who don't know, plantains is just like a hard banana. So anyway, but you got to put some seasoning. You got to put some seasoning on them things. So anyway, so she was like, oh, Michael, look at you cooking for your woman. Look at you cooking for your woman. And, of course, here's Michael. Michael was like, this is something we don't do, okay? And she said, well, I don't care what you don't do. You're doing it. Michael looks like an idiot. So it's time for Mommy and the aunt, okay? So Angela, she runs and she opens up the door, and the mom seems so happy to see Angela. I think the mom legitimately likes Angela. I think she likes her. And so they come in, and so the mom's like, what's going on up in this kitchen. Michael is cooking plantains. And so they sat down, and Angela was proud of herself, wasn't she? She was like, you see him? You see him, Mommy? You see him? Look at my man cooking. Look at him cooking. Of course, Mommy and the auntie was like, now this ain't, no, we don't do this. Okay? This is not the Nigerian way. The man ain't up in there cooking. Michael is. Honey, that auntie was like, Lord, have mercy. So, Angela, she had to go to the bathroom. And so that auntie was like, now, I know you ain't up in this kitchen cooking. Where's the rice? Where's the beef? Where's the stew? Where's the rice? Where's the stew? You know Mommy can't be eating this stuff. You just gonna serve us some dried up plantains? What's wrong with you? And he was like, this is Angela's idea, you know, just work with it, okay? We'll get something that works. And honey, they was like, ciao. So here comes Angela. Angela was like, you know, let's get some food and Bobby. So she was like, let's get the rice. And so here's Michael just said that. He was like, no, we ain't getting no rice. They say "etse" with the no say on the rice. And she was like, what happened? He said, they don't want no parts of it. So then she was like, oh, okay, so I got a backup plan. Let me give you some of this dried up, greasy old pizza. How did they get the pizza? Where did the pizza come from? Who made the pizza, child? But they got a pizza, honey. They got a pizza. So she was like, here, Mommy, have some pizza. And so Mommy just said that. She was like, Michael, get Mommy to get one of these pizzas. Get the big one. Get her to get some of this pizza now. Mommy, get this big. Mommy, I said to get this piece of pizza. That's what I said. So after, you know, Angela was like, get the pizza, get the pizza, get the pizza. Mommy and the auntie, you know, got a piece of pizza. And Mommy said that she enjoyed it. Okay, they even had a little fun with the, you know, the way you fold your pizza. But Mommy said that she enjoyed the pizza. And then Mommy wanted to talk about, you know, marriage and children. See, Mommy still thinks that this woman can carry a baby. Mommy, you see how old she is? She ain't carrying no baby. And of course, Angela was like, listen, it's time for me to come clean with Michael. I'm going to have to tell Michael I may or I may not have cancer. If I have cancer, there's no way I'm going to be able to tote a baby. Honey, Angela, even if you ain't got cancer, you ain't told nobody's baby. Stop it. Stop. Stop it. All right? Ciao. Leave it down below. I spent too much time on Colt and Jess. All right, let's move on to Larissa, child. Larissa, as we know, she homeless. Her friend said, since you done started back up with crazy Eric, okay, you got to go. Take your feet to the street. So here's Larissa having nowhere to go. She feels sad. So who does she call? No, not Ghostbusters. Eric. My pillow messed up. Honey, she called Eric and she said, listen, I'm homeless. Okay? My roommate and my so-called friend kicked me out. I have nowhere to go. And so Eric said, all right, I got you. You can come and stay with me for a little bit. We'll work it out. And she was like, okay, I'll come stay with you. But listen here, we're not going to stay in the same room, right? So he was like, all right. She said, we got to take it slow, right? He was like, it's all good. Come on over here. Let me help you get some stuff. So Eric, he went on over there. All her stuff fit in the back of his SUV. And she said, my roommate didn't even, she ignored me all day. She didn't even come out her room. She don't want to have nothing to do with you. She said, get out. That's what she said. So, here is Larissa going to Eric's, okay? Now, Eric has a roommate. How old is Eric, y'all? How old Eric that he got a roommate? And that roommate look young. What's that roommate got? Young. Or did he just dress like it? I was like, what's going on with his roommate? His roommate likes to play video games too, child. Larissa said she likes video games, child. The roommate said, listen, I don't mind you staying here. All right? But if you come up in here cutting the shine, you got to go. You won't put your hands on me. Okay? I'm not cold. All right? Don't you see me? I look a little... Okay? And don't be putting your hands on my homeboy Eric too. Okay? Keep your hands to yourself and we good. And so, of course, Larissa, oh, no. Best behavior. I'm a nice person. Colt brought out the worst in me. Blah, blah, blah. So, Eric, he shows Larissa to the room and, you know, it was a regular room and all this bunch of stuff. So, Larissa meets up with a homegirl, okay? At some little diner or cafe where they make those little meals. Honey child, I was like, good God, y'all was ready for a week. So anyway, honey had meals everywhere. So, Larissa tells the homegirl that not only is she back with Eric, that she is living with them. That friend said, Lord have mercy. She said, girl, you sure about this? Okay, Eric ain't right. You and Eric, y'all were not good together. Okay, I think this is a terrible idea. Larissa's like, oh no, he's done changed, and you know, I love him. I'm giving him a second chance. And so her homegirl said, you sure? Eric ain't about nothing. Okay, something's not right. You and Eric together, toxic. Okay, I think you need to think about this. She was like, oh no, it's gonna be all good. Okay, so the friend said, listen, I don't agree with it, but you're grown, so you do whatever you want to do. Okay, I'm here to support you. So then we see Larissa looking like who done it what for. All right, and so then come to find out that when her and Eric had broke up, child bye. Eric had met up with another girl, had met her parents, and was trashing Larissa. Honey was talking about Larissa, was talking about Larissa's hygiene, child, said that Larissa didn't take showers on the regular. Honey, he said that Larissa was walking around here smelling like boiled eggs and cottage cheese. That's what he said. He said that Larissa was walking around here smelling like spam and mold, okay? That's what he said. He said that she was walking around here smelling like a yeast infection. I didn't say that. That's what Eric said. Eric said that she didn't wash. To complete strangers. That's what Eric talking trash about Larissa to complete strangers. And then the woman said that Eric was talking about her escapades in the not in the bathroom, child, in the bedroom. Talk about giving BJ's to Colt and him. Just crazy. Eric ain't right. But we know Larissa ain't right, so, okay. So, of course, Larissa says, oh, so he's a little B. He's a little B. How did she get this information, y'all? I'm sorry. She went through his phone without him knowing and she called the girl. So Larissa was like, that is disgusting. How could he? And so the homegirl at the other end of the phone said, now let me tell you something. Take heed, honey. This man ain't right. He is evil. He is nasty. He is no good. Leave this man alone. That's what the girl said. Why would the girl lie about that? The girl said he ain't right. Okay? This is what he said about you to us. We don't know him. I just went on a couple of dates with him. You see we ain't together now. And don't be calling me no more. So anyway, as she was talking to the girl, here comes, you know, Eric. And so she had to rush off on the phone. And she was hurt by this. You know, it made her upset. But it ain't going to make her upset enough to leave him. Because as we know in the previews, Eric is the one that's there when she's getting her boobies. Or whatever she's doing at the surgery. Child, Larissa don't care nothing about her walking around here smelling like a cat's meow. She don't care. Just as long as she got somewhere to lay her head and have somebody pay for her boobs. That's all she care about. She don't care that he's going around here saying that she smell like corned beef and hash. Larissa foolish, and I don't care nothing about her to even care that she's walking around here smelling like cooked cabbage. That's what Eric said. Eric said you don't wash. Y'all, let's move on. All right, let's talk about Kalena and Asulu. All right, so as we know, Asulu is still sucking down Capri Suns, okay? He has yet to apologize for his behavior to Kalena. But he talked to Papa Lo, and Papa Lo said, you will, though. I done gave you too many chances, okay? How you still walking around with your teeth, I don't know. But you still got your teeth for now. You gonna apologize to my daughter. So, of course, Asulu, he says, I'm going to have to apologize because I had a long conversation with Papa Lo, and I need to tell her I'm sorry. So they go to the park with the kids, and Asulu finally apologizes. He says, I'm sorry. That was that. Kalena says, now listen here. It's like talking and reacting with a teenager. It sure is. You married him. And that's all you got is just this little I'm sorry and everything's good. Okay, Kalena. I don't even have the energy to even explain how whack that was. And he kept talking about, can I get a hug? Can I get a little kiss? Honey, they did a little huggy, kissy. And then did y'all see when he went like this? What the hell is wrong with that boy? What? Let's move on. I don't even want to talk about it no more. Okay? So while they were having that little conversation, we all know that he wanted to go to Samoa to see his family, but the measles outbreak, and they couldn't go. Well, come to find out that his mom and his sister lives in Washington. Who are you going to see in Samoa? The dad? Is that who he was going to go see? Anyway, child, so the mama and the sister lives in Washington, and so they was like, listen, since we can't go to Samoa, we can go and spend time with them, you know, in Washington. So they Skype each other, and honey, that mama, I ain't here to be talking about nobody's mama like that, but I will use the term that Kalena used. Kooky. She's a little kooky. And I'll leave that at that. Okay, so they're going back and forth, and the mama is doing her own thing, and so Asula says, listen, okay, we can't go to Samoa because of the measles outbreak, and the mama said, you're right. You need to keep your butt here. You got to keep the kids and your family safe. So he was like, we're going to come see you. And of course, the mom and the sister is excited. And so Asula says, do y'all need us to bring anything? And honey, that mama got real sane real quick, didn't she? She said, money. That's what I need. I need money. And so, of course, Kalena is like, got to be kidding me. Kalena says, listen, this is why we have tension. Okay? Because, see, I never send the amount of money that they want. Okay? And they don't really care for that. All right? So then he was like, well, how much money? She was like, $1,000. And he was like, well, you know, we can't be doing no 1,000. We might can do 500. You know, we got kids here. They got diapers and we got bills. See, I only work 12 hours a week at the smoothie shop. So, you know, let me talk it over with my wife. And, you know, she is the one that says yes or no. And so Kalena was like, why you throwing me underneath the bus? Kalena, I'll get to you in a minute. But what about that sister? That sister said, oh, well, family comes first before anything else. Honey, Kalena a good one. Kalena is a good one. Kalena, where your or even 200, you're out your mind, okay? You will get what we give, and you will like it. If you don't like it, if you don't appreciate it, you won't get another dime. My kids come first. Your husband ain't doing nothing. I'm the breadwinner. And what my children needs come first. Not your cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Mom! Now that might have been a little disrespectful. Kalina, don't put that in. But you have full permission to use what I just said to them. I give you full permission. So here is Ursula talk about, well, we'll see. I can't wait to see him. Foolish. So, of course, Kalina feels like that she's going to be the bad cop and he's going to be the good cop because he done threw her underneath the bus about the amount of money to give his family. Child, I am so happy that I don't have a family that I wish they might ask for some money. Let's move on. Last and least, child, let's talk about Andre and Elizabeth. It is time for her father and her brother to make their appearance, child. Let me tell you something. I get with her brother, okay? And her dad, all right? They just seem so cool on this trip for now, you know. You can tell that the dad and the brother don't care for Andre. We already know that. Okay, so they get there and, you know, Elizabeth is so happy. We know Andre ain't. Okay, Andre don't like him. So, they hug each other and, you know, Andre do the little, you know, fake hug to the brother and the dad. And dad was like, oh my God, this trip has been terrible. Okay, we ain't got no luggage. We ain't got no baggage. We had to wait like an hour and a half. It was just bad. Okay, it was just bad. And then the brother had a little snide comment about how people seem to be leaving here instead of coming. So, they're in the car and they're just asking Andre all kinds of questions about, you know, this is where you were born and raised and how did you end up in Ireland. All right, here we go. Andre says that he was an officer, okay, in Moldova. And so his dad said, you was an officer in Moldova? And he was like, yes. He was like, I was an officer. And he was like, but it wasn't that type of officer. It wasn't a patrol officer just, you know, riding cars. He said, I was behind the desk. And they said, well, what does that mean? He said, I was like a detective. And so that dad said, a detective of what? You? A detective? Honey, they got a good little cheat key out of that job. I did too. Honey, what you detected? So anyway, he says that he was a detective. Now, they kept showing Elizabeth. Elizabeth was side-eyeing him. Elizabeth kept giving him a look like, what's about to come here? Okay? So, the brother and the dad is intrigued by this. And so they was like, so you were a cop here in Moldova. How did you end up in Ireland? Or better yet, why did you go to Ireland? And so Andre heed and hawed and was talking about, I just needed a change. He said, you know, things happened here in Moldova. I had to leave. I may or may not have gotten in trouble with the job. Just don't worry about it, okay? That's in the past. We in the present, okay? And so the dad, Spidey sense. He was like, something ain't right. Why is he being defensive when we asking him about his past? Why is he being defensive when we asking him about, you know, him being a cop? I mean, it's a great profession. All right, great benefits. Why would you up and leave so quickly and go to Ireland? Something ain't right in this milk, honey. Okay, so they get to his parents' house. Now, before that, Elizabeth said that she was told that he moved from Moldova to Ireland because of a, you know, of a job. All right, that's what she was told. You didn't go a little deeper, Elizabeth? You didn't ask some questions, Elizabeth? Okay. All right, Elizabeth. All right. Did y'all see that spread? Good God Almighty. Oh, it looked delicious. Oh, it looked so good. The whole table was just covered. And even Elizabeth's dad said, oh my God, the amount of love and time that went into making that. He was like in that tiny kitchen. He was like, how did she pull this off? Either she ordered in with a little bit of assistance or she did it off. I don't care, honey. It looked so good. So, you know, Elizabeth's dad and the brother was impressed, and you know, they was just sitting down to dinner, and honey, Elizabeth's brother, honey, he was a trip. He said, why did he leave? That he said, Andre said he was a cop. Elizabeth's brother said, why he leave? So of course they were like, yes, you know, he was a cop, but he didn't last long. He was only there for a year. And so here's Elizabeth. Dad said, you know, why would he leave such a profession? He would go from Moldova to Ireland. And so the family is just going back and forth, and Andre is trying to explain himself. And so then they start talking about Andre being a bum and lazy and how he don't work and how Elizabeth is a breadwinner. And when I tell you, Elizabeth's dad and brother, Andre's brother and sister-in-law was tag team. Honey, they was like, I'm in, tag me in. Honey, they was going back and forth giving Andre hell. Hell. Okay? They was like, we don't know why he don't work. We don't know why Elizabeth is working. We don't know why he babysitting. That ain't what we do here. Because see, Elizabeth's dad said, is it normal for the man to stay home with the child while the woman work? They was like, absolutely not. No, no, no. And so the sister-in-law says, listen, have y'all tried to help Andre get a job? Oh, absolutely. Elizabeth said, sure enough. Okay, my dad has offered Andre many jobs, but Andre turned them down. And so the brother and sister-in-law was like, why'd you do that? And then Andre was like, no, wait a minute now, wait a minute. They said, we ain't finished with you yet. Okay, and so Elizabeth's dad said, I have offered him many jobs, but he says, Andre thinks that I am, you know, stepping over boundaries and his pride is in the way. And he said, I told him that. Okay, he don't want to work. Now, I don't know how y'all do it here in Moldova. Apparently, the men work. Andre ain't one to work in the United States. So here is Andre, okay? Andre's getting hot because they are coming at him with both barrels. Okay, and then he was like, now, y'all ain't gonna sit up here and tag team up on me. Me and Elizabeth had a conversation, and we talked about it, and Elizabeth said that she don't mind if I stay home and, you know, and she works. And she was like, now, wait a minute now. We had a conversation about it being temporary. And so here comes Daddy Elizabeth gonna talk about, you want him to work? Or you want him to stay home? And she said, I want him to get a job. And here's Andre. Andre almost choked on his tongue, child. So Andre said, now listen here, okay? That is not what we talked about. He was like, why are you changing? He said, why is Elizabeth up here running her mouth? What's wrong with her? Is it hormonal? She has come unhinged. He said, is it hormonal or is she dumb? Is that what you call it, Andre? The mother of your child. The whole fool. So, Andre says that, you know, it is what it is. Okay? And so, he was like, what do you want us to do about it? Okay, we here now to get married. All right, are you saying you don't want to get married? You don't want no wedding? What's going on here? And so Elizabeth said, you know what, don't try me. Okay? We ain't got to get married. We don't have to have a wedding. Don't try me, boy. Okay? I'm gonna go check on the baby. My heart done got, honey, you done raised up my blood pressure. Let me go check on that baby, even though I just came back for 3 minutes checking on the baby. Honey, it was great. Okay? Andre was getting hit. Okay? Do. Alright? So, anyway, the dad was like, listen, okay, y'all may need to think about this wedding if there's already tension. Let me tell you something, Elizabeth's dad. That whole conversation about what does, Andre do for a living, why he lazy, why he left the police force, was there something shady behind him moving from Moldova to Ireland? It probably was. Okay, something's not right, but what difference does it make? Okay, they're already married with a whole child. Okay, this is just a little second marriage in his country. They are already married. They are together, and everything that you find out from hearing that is mute. Okay, he could have took somebody and beat them to death. What's going to happen? You think Elizabeth is going to leave him? Absolutely not. And Daddy Elizabeth, you still paying. You still gonna pay for this wedding. You still gonna pay for the lights. You still gonna pay for the insurance. You still gonna pay for the clothes on his back, the food that he eats, the shoes on his feet. You still gonna pay for it. Andre ain't gonna get no job, and Elizabeth is not gonna make him. All right, guys, that is it. What do y'all think about this episode? I thought it was okay. It was pretty good. Now, next week, 90 Day Fiancé producers, I see that little preview of Andre and Elizabeth's brother standing up, and I seen a whole lot of people holding them back. I want to see a fight. I want to see. That's what I want to see. Because y'all tortured us in this episode with Cole. You owe us. Don't be coming up here holding people back. Andre needs to be busted in his back. And Elizabeth's brother can do it. That's it, y'all. I'm done. I am done. All right? All right? Y'all know the deal. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And until next